Hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th, and storms are still brewing in the oceans. A pair of hurricanes in the Atlantic and Pacific are expected to impact land this weekend. Tammy strengthened into a hurricane Friday morning and warnings were increased for much of the northern Leeward Islands, which connect the Atlantic and Caribbean Sea. The storm is expected to strengthen some and sidesweep the British Virgin Islands. On Sunday, eastern Puerto Rico could feel the effects of outer rainbands that could produce isolated flash flooding or an occasional mudslide or two. Hurricane Norma, meanwhile, will hit the southern Baja Peninsula on Saturday and was expected to make a direct hit at Cabo San Lucas around noon with what the National Hurricane Center described as life-threatening hurricane conditions and a dangerous storm surge. Norma had previously reached Category 4 intensity after rapid intensification between Wednesday and Thursday, but fell to Category 2 on Saturday. There are additional areas to monitor in both ocean basins, including one in the Pacific that looks set to become another named storm. Hurricane Tammy is bringing hurricane and tropical storm conditions to the Leeward and northern Windward Islands. Continuing through Sunday, wind gusts are expected to exceed 70 miles per hour on islands near the center of storm, especially Guadeloupe, Antigua and Barbuda. Parts the Lesser Antilles may also see up to a foot of rainfall. Overall 2 or 3 inches are likely for most Puerto Rico, with slightly more for the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Isolated flooding is possible, especially in high areas. In areas where onshore winds deposit water toward the coastline, a storm surge of 1 to 3 feet or a sudden rise in sea level cannot be ruled out. Latest location and density on Saturday. Hurricane Tammy was meandering across the Lesser Antilles. Its center was about 50 miles east-southeast of Guadeloupe. Maximum sustained winds were around 85 miles per hour, making Tammy a solid Category 1 hurricane. Some moderate strengthening is possible. Early Saturday, Tammy's core was passing just east of Dominica. This was visible on weather radars in Martinique, Guadeloupe and Barbados. In addition to strengthening her inner core, Tammy was also able to create a more defined eyewall. However, there was no clear eye in the satellite-S. The tornado was moving northwest at 9 miles per hour. Tammy is expected to remain largely semi-steady in the coming days, although water temperatures of 83 to 86 degrees favor strengthening. This is offset by a disruptive change in wind speed and/or direction, known as wind shear. As for Tammy's track, it is oriented between a clockwise-spinning high-pressure area to the northeast and a counterclockwise-spinning jet stream to the northwest. This will guide storm toward north-northwest, especially as Tammy begins to feel scoop effects of reduced jet stream. Hurricane Norma is predicted by the National Hurricane Center